What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. And I'm going to be trying something new here where I'm also going to be talking about some events that are happening and how that might indicate that we're near the next crisis. Because if we know the nearness of these events, we're more prepared beforehand. And also, it means that our investment in XRP is about to skyrocket. Now, why do I say that? Here we see that the largest U.S. food distributor having trouble keeping shelf stock, price shock imminent. And we see here it says one of the defining features of the early phases of the cerveza sickness was when public fear was rampant and when few wanted to take chances that supply chains would remain viable. And so that caused a scare, and we see how the shelves were empty, and that's scary. But then back then, there were still workers, people were still working, things were still more normal than they are today. Today, we're starting to see a lot of supply chain breakage in terms of either ports being crashed into by a boat, which is crazy of all things, someone catching the cerveza sickness, so they have to shut down. All sorts of things are happening in the supply chain, and it's breaking down. And right now, there's also a labor shortage, so that's making things even more difficult. And right now, the companies are trying to keep up with all this demand, but right now, the demand is exceeding the capacity and the supply that there currently is. And right now, Cisco is telling us that this is a serious issue. And they say worse food inflation is about to soar. The company said prices for key goods such as chicken, pork, and paper products for takeout packaging are climbing amid tight supply. So not only is the price of food going up, also the cost of the materials for the food. And we know that the container shortage is also something very difficult. That prices are like up to 15,000 or 10,000 per container. So that's kind of where we're at. And if you factor in the labor shortage and people being paid to stay home, now I'm not saying some people don't have a reasonable excuse or reason for it, okay? But when you have the government stepping in and paying and competing with companies for their employees, then there's an issue there, okay? There's no better way, and I'll be straightforward about it. It's the truth. And this is going to lead to more and more bumps ahead of the road. And this holiday season, you're going to see the impact of this. You're going to see those price hikes. And right now, you probably noticed it when you go to the store or when you go to a restaurant, especially a restaurant. A lot of the menus crossed off, or you notice a 20% increase in the price. I went to Taco Bell the other day and my $1.19 burrito is now $1.39. That's a 20-cent increase. You kidding me? That's nearly a 20, that's insane. A 20-cent increase. Now, it doesn't seem like much, but when you start adding it over time and you do it in terms of percentages, it's a lot. And so, this is something you should be aware of. I think it's important. It affects all our lives. And I think that this is something new I'm going to keep on doing from here on out to kind of keep you guys updated on the current state of things and how inevitably it's going to lead to the price of our investment to increase, because you're going to need a lender of last resort. And the way things are trending, we might be in for another great financial crisis times 10. So, hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe, comment below. What are your thoughts? As always, I like hearing from you. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.